Here's what's happening right now. It looks a lot like early January out there, but doesn't feel it. We're going to show you which of these is going to change significantly coming up. Karen?
Also first at 4, trying to lose weight in the new year? Why, skipping the scale could help you keep that resolution. Megyn Kelly is one of the biggest stars in cable news, and now she's making a jump to a new network. A lot of people are talking about this story right now. Up first, Ford ditches Mexico for Michigan. The automaker's $700 million investment right here in Metro Detroit. Those stories and more, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Ford Motor Company announcing a major production shift from Mexico to Michigan. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, new jobs, and building the cars of the future. Our Kimberly Gill is following the story in the newsroom. Kimberly, this is a very big announcement.
Karen, indeed it is. Ford is canceling plans to build a new plant in Mexico and is instead choosing to invest $700 million at the Ford plant in Flat Rock. CEO Mark Fields calls the move a vote of confidence for President-elect Donald Trump and the pro-business environment he is expected to create once he's in the White House. The automaker is going to invest $700 million here at the plant in Flat Rock. It plans to create a factory to produce electric, hybrid, and autonomous vehicles. The move will add 700 jobs at the Flat Rock assembly plant. Mark Fields added the company's moves come in part because of promising signs out of Washington.
We're also encouraged by the pro-growth policies that President-elect Trump and the new Congress have indicated that they will pursue. And we believe that these tax and regulatory reforms are critically important to boost U.S. competitiveness.
Now, as of right now, Ford will still move production of its popular Focus vehicles to Mexico, it says, to improve profits. The Wayne assembly plant, which currently makes the Ford Focus, is expected to switch production to a new compact pickup truck and SUV. The Ford announcement comes as President-elect Donald Trump tweeted new criticism of General Motors. Business editor Rod Maloney is working on that part of the story. Rod?
Well, here we are at the North American International Auto Show. Cars still in plastic, getting ready for next week. But today was one of those take your breath away headline days in the auto industry in advance of the show. And it started out with President-elect Donald Trump going ahead and tweeting about General Motors and giving them a hard time. They responded. Well, what is this all about? What's really going on here? We'll fill you in ahead on Local 4 News at 5.
Okay, and as Rod said, we'll be following all the big auto stories tonight at 5 and 6. Karen, we'll see you then. Back to you.
All right, a big day for both of those companies. Thank you, Kim. First at 4, a Wayne County Sheriff's officer is suing the department, claiming he was sexually harassed by his female boss. Deputy Philip Kozlowski filed the suit in U.S. District Court. He claims his superior, Sergeant Maureen McMillan, harassed him for almost a year. He is suing the Wayne County Sheriff's Department for not responding to his complaints about that situation. Local 4's Nick Monticelli has been looking through the lawsuit and some pretty sensational claims, Nick.
Damning lawsuit against the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, specifically here at the downtown jail. Now, we can only tell you the PG version of things right now, but he is claiming sexual harassment, saying that this sergeant, his boss, would say things like, "We can break my new mattress in. I'd love to sit in your jacuzzi topless," or "You need to talk to me the way you talk to your wife." Now, the attorney for this deputy here in Wayne County says that he did not want to file this lawsuit.
He just wanted the harassment to stop. He gave them over 10 months to stop the harassment.
And that's the first aspect to this. The second aspect is that they believe that this deputy was demoted because of him complaining of sexual harassment. The full story on Local 4 News at 6. I'm Nick Monticelli, First at 4.
Highland Park's police chief tells Local 4 he cannot comment on earlier reports that a suspect is in custody in the case of a woman whose beaten body was found over the weekend in an abandoned parking garage. Chief Chester Logan does say the investigation is getting close to a conclusion, and as the victim's name will be released once her family confirms her identity. Oakland County Sheriff's deputies continue to investigate a fiery crash on M59 in Pontiac this morning that killed one driver. Investigators say an SUV crossed the M59 median near Updike around 6 this morning and slammed into an eastbound car. The SUV caught fire. The driver of that SUV was dead at the scene. There's no word on the condition of the other driver. Eastbound M59 was closed at that crash site for 4 hours. Time now for our first look at the forecast. We have enjoyed some milder winter weather, but that's going to change. So let's bring in Ben Bailey. Hope we enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, change in a hurry, Karen. But we've got to be careful tonight because of the fog that is still out there. We had a dense fog advisory that expired at 4 p.m., but you can see visibility still around 1.5 miles, even below 1 mile here in Lapeer. This is mainly north of 8 Mile where we're seeing the worst of the fog. Keep in mind it's going to be around for the drive home, and then we'll see it slowly improve as we get through the evening. Temperatures have not been a problem. Mid-40s out there right now at Metro, but you can see the cooler air on the northwest side of the area. That's going to get us as we get into the next couple days because we're going to be chilling out. Temperatures about 20 degrees colder than where we are right now. Serious cold by the end of the week, but we do have another warm up in store. So we'll look at that in your 4-zone forecast for those chilly lows tonight. Coming up, Karen.
All right, thank you, Ben. President-elect Donald Trump is in the final weeks of his transition to the White House. He still has a few big cabinet appointments to make, including the Secretary of Agriculture. Mr. Trump is also set to meet with U.S. intelligence agencies to talk about their conclusion Russia tried to influence the presidential election. The president-elect claims he has information on that issue that no one else has. The president-elect also continues to rattle foreign leaders with tweets like this one. Quote, China has been taking out massive amounts of money and wealth from the U.S. in totally one-sided trade, but won't help with North Korea. Nice. Monday's tweet referring to efforts to keep North Korea from developing nuclear weapons. China responding today saying it is making progress in North Korea. And a spokesperson urged all parties to avoid making statements of any kind that could aggravate the situation. Moving to Capitol Hill, the new Congress has been sworn in, and Republicans have kept Paul Ryan as the Speaker of the House. Also, the Republicans quickly reversed a vote to gut an independent Congressional Ethics Board. Not only were Democrats outraged, but President-elect Donald Trump tweeted his displeasure, and that's now been undone. First at 4, we're also tracking stories making headlines around the world this afternoon. Let's start in Istanbul, where the media was allowed inside the nightclub where 39 people were killed on New Year's Eve. This is video from the Rihanna Club days after that deadly attack. Turkish police are still looking for the gunman, releasing this selfie video. Take a look at your screen. That's the prime suspect. He's still on the loose. 16 people have been arrested in connection with the attack, including 2 people arrested today at Istanbul's airport. ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack. And take a look at this X-ray from a hospital in Vietnam. Doctors say a pair of scissors has been removed 18 years after being left inside a patient during a previous surgery. After an accident back in 1998, that gentleman had surgery. Following the operation, he said his stomach still hurt, but that was diagnosed as a stomach ache. After recent sharp pains, the scissors were finally discovered. He's now recovering from the new surgery to remove those scissors. 18 years. We are 3 days into the 2017 year. So how are you doing with your New Year's resolutions? We do know it's difficult to keep those promises, and a new survey from WalletHub has some discouraging news for us today. The survey found Detroit comes in last place of 150 cities when it comes to keeping New Year's resolutions. We're just behind Newark, New Jersey, and Augusta, Georgia. Local 4's Kim DeGiulio has reaction from Detroiters and shows you which cities finished on top of that list.
It's a new year, and that could mean a new and improved you. That's why many people make New Year's resolutions to improve themselves. But keeping those throughout the year, now that's the hard part. Working out more, eating healthier, and losing weight are common New Year's resolutions, but are often some of the hardest goals to stick to.
Usually when I make a resolution, it's like I'll stop doing something. Then a month later, it's like I'm back at it again. And apparently even harder to keep if you're living in Detroit. WalletHub, a personal finance website, released today a list of the best and worst cities of people that will stick to their New Year's goals. Coming in last place on that list, Detroit. We ranked 150th out of 150 cities.
I think it's hard to keep the fitness resolutions in the beginning of the year because the weather's so poor and you want to run outside and you can't run in the snow or the rain and those types of things, so I think that's hard to keep. Topping that list was Salt Lake City, Utah, San Francisco, California, and Scottsdale, Arizona.
much warmer cities. The website also noted that 80% of Americans fail at their resolutions every year. They say a good way to make sure you're not part of that 80% of people is to have a plan.
Every time I think of smoking a cigarette, I'm gonna pick up a pack of gum.
Experts suggest while making a New Year's resolution, make sure it's a realistic goal. That way they're easier to keep throughout the whole year. And then hopefully next year Detroit can boost up and be right up there with Salt Lake City. Reporting in Detroit, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Kim. Speaking of New Year's resolutions, we know losing weight is one of the most common. Dr. McGeorge is here with a mistake that could make that promise a little more difficult to keep. What's this about, Doc?
Well, Karen, you know, we know many people trying to lose weight jump right on a scale to check their progress almost compulsively. Well, up next, see why skipping the scale could actually increase your odds of accomplishing that goal.
All right, also coming up, what's the biggest, very expensive mistake many of you make with gift cards? Some timely advice coming up. And news anchor Megyn Kelly making some big headlines, taking on Donald Trump in 2016. What she is doing now, that's surprising a lot of people. We're talking about that. First at 4, coming up.
Debbie Reynolds. Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
Irwin Orchards has been a staple in the South Lyon community for 97 years. But now there's a proposal to change it into something else.
I live right down the road here, and there's going to be so much more traffic on these roads.
Hear more from residents and one of the owners on Local 4.
And good health. If you're resolving to lose weight in the new year, you just might want to skip the scale. Dr. Wright McGeorge is here to explain why. And I know a lot of people depend on that as a gauge on whether or not their diet works.
Right. Sometimes that positive feedback can be useful, but it's really easy to get discouraged when you're trying something new. And when it comes to weight loss, the scale is only one measure of success. Weight loss is a journey, and for some, stepping on the scale can stop you in your tracks.
When you're changing your habits of fitness, you have to remember that your body is trying to adjust to that. So it can actually retain a lot of water at the beginning at some points, and then it dies off, and then it will actually show what's really happening.
Erica Steptoe, a health coach at Cleveland Clinic, cautions it's common to start a workout plan and discover you've actually gained a few pounds. That's because you may be losing fat, but gaining muscle mass. To keep a more accurate picture of your progress, Steptoe recommends measuring yourself periodically. Measure around your waist, in the middle of your thigh or arms, or just keep track of how your clothes are fitting. But above all, remember, results take time.
You want to make sure that you are as relaxed as possible through your journey, and just really being assured that if you're putting the right time and dedication and consistency into this journey, it will show up. It may take a couple weeks, couple of months for some people, all depending on your own metabolism when you first started off.
Now, of course, this depends on your personality, too. Some people can do a weekly weigh-in and use it as motivation, but other people really just get very discouraged if the numbers don't reflect their effort. Ultimately, you have to remember, it's a process and it takes time.
That does make sense. I don't think every so often checking in, but yeah, you don't want to be addicted to those numbers.
Right.
All right.
Just don't overfocus.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. Now let's head over to Ben for another check on the forecast. It's going to get a lot colder in the coming days.
It is, and I think that's probably good advice for weather, too. Don't overfocus on these numbers we're going to be showing you, especially when it comes to the end of this 7-day forecast. But we've got rain out there in some of the same places that the fog is an issue right now. Some of this rain is pretty heavy, but that's up around the Saginaw Bay, and you can see that a lot of the more organized showers are staying north of 69. Everything south of there is pretty light and widely scattered. So no guarantee everybody's going to see a raindrop, but there will be some around here as we get through the evening hours. Visibility at 4 miles at Metro, and that's one of the better spots. Further north you get, fog still having an issue, so be extra careful on that drive home. Winds out of the northwest at 7 right now. So as the showers continue to march across the state, you can see where that cold front is, and the models do a pretty good job with the location of that front. They're not doing a good job resolving how much moisture is down here in the southern part of the state. Probably not going to see this much as it rolls across our neck of the woods here over the next few hours. Nevertheless, anything that does show up should be out of here by about 11 o'clock as that cold front crosses. There's going to be a secondary wave come through, and it will be cold enough to put down a snow shower in a couple spots, but we're not looking for any accumulation out of that. Beyond that, Wednesday, we start out with at least some peaks of sunshine before lake effect snow showers will start making their presence known again as we get into the second half of the day. It is January, and we've sort of been living on borrowed time with some of these temperatures. But look at the low temperatures tonight in our 4-zone forecast. Remember, we got into the mid-40s here in some spots this afternoon. We're going to be dropping down to the low 20s here in our metro zone, 23 in the city. West Bloomfield, you'll be at 20 degrees. South zone lows tonight, though, a little bit colder, especially out here in Lenawee County. Onstead and Morenci, you're going to be down to 19 degrees. And the lows in the west zone probably a little bit more noticeably colder. 18 in Flint and Fenton, maybe 19 out there in Howell and Chelsea. And in our north zone, still about 18 to 19 degrees, at least in the western part of the zone. Closer to Lake Huron, you're going to be in the low 20s by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. That's going to be closer to high temperatures with what we're expecting here in the next several days. As a cold snap takes over, you can see those numbers not going to move a whole lot during the day, but the wind chills will be the story tomorrow. Single digits is how it's going to feel. Regardless of what that thermometer says, which is probably going to be mid-20s for most of the day. And you can see those temperatures pretty much staying in the same ballpark all the way through Saturday. Morning lows get colder down to the teens, but those wind chills don't really change. Single digits for much of the forecast until that next warm-up hits as we get into Tuesday of next week. Karen?
All right. Thank you, Ben. The top trending stories are next, including some big news about news anchor Megyn Kelly. The guessing game about her future is over. And a gift card warning that could save Americans about $1 billion. Next. In today's top trending stories, Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly is leaving the cable network and coming to NBC. People have been guessing and speculating for months where Kelly would end up as her contract with Fox is running out. Today, NBC made it official. Kelly will host a daytime show Monday through Friday and an evening news magazine on Sunday nights. More details will be announced in the coming months. Also trending on your Tuesday afternoon, most of you might be using your phone to pay for things in the new year. A new study from Visa shows 18% of Americans tried making a mobile payment last year, but 26% say they might try it in 2017. The study found people used mobile pay apps for things like parking and food. Also, let's talk about gift cards. Many of us have a bunch of them after the holidays, but here's a warning. Don't forget about them. Experts say Americans still haven't used $1 billion in cards from last year. They say you should keep those gift cards where you see them, your purse, your wallet. Don't throw them in a drawer. Of course, that's where you forget them. And there are also apps and websites where you can actually sell the cards if you don't want to use them.
I put them in a cup holder in the car.
A cup holder?
Yeah, so when I'm driving around, they're right there.
But then you're not in the store. What if you're in the store? You say, let me run out to my car?
Well, I mean, you know you're in the parking lot. You could, come on, Karen.
Have you been using them? Have you been using them?
Yes.
Oh, so it works. Okay.
But I still have some left.
All right. I'd put them in your wallet. Don't listen to Ben. I shop more. Music fans are making Coachella a hot topic online. The lineup for the musical festival just announced today. Beyonce is one of the headliners. It's the first time she'll headline at Coachella. Another headliner includes Radiohead and Kendrick Lamar. Coachella takes place in California in April. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. Still ahead, it was top secret until today. The newest Girl Scout cookie that might bring back fond memories for many of us. Next.
Tonight at 10, Chicago PD returns with an all-new episode. Then at 11, one Detroiter says she's got the secret to getting troubled teens off the wrong path.
I was smoking weed, I was in trap houses, I was doing just about everything that I shouldn't have been doing.
I would say I really had an anger problem.
Unfortunately, you're here because you're not doing what you're supposed to do at home.
See why parents are turning to her to help their teens.
I'm sending you for a reason, and the reason is you are at this pivotal point.
Before it's too late.
Tonight on Local 4 News at 11.
Finally, first at 4. Oh, you might have had enough of all those sweets during the holiday season, but you could tempt yourself, perhaps.
Yeah, you might find this hard to resist. Girl Scouts come up with a new s'mores cookie. It's 2-gram cookies and a creamy chocolate and marshmallow filling. It is Girl Scout approved.
Tastes like a s'more, a regular s'more. It's like when you go camping.
Now that Scout you just heard from is Kalia Welch, and she is the current record holder for Girl Scout cookie sales.
Last year she sold 5,191 boxes of cookies. Wow. How did she do that?
Well, she was working hard.
Apparently so.
See, these look, oh, we can't both eat, so you can have a bite.
No, I'm not going to eat.
Oh, you're not? I'm looking at it. I think I would really like it, like with a nice cup of tea.
I wonder if you could
coffee.
put them over a campfire.
I guess
would
you
it
could.
melt everything in the middle?
Yeah, it would make it kind of gooey. Don't you ever do that? Like stick something in a microwave and make it all gooey? I think we should do that. All right, we're going to go. Thanks for joining us for First and Four. We're back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5.